Good morning, legends. We got three fun games to discuss, obviously, from our Saturday allotment of games. And the Dogs, 30-10 victors over the Dolphins. A great win for them, and some cracking scores from a few important players there. And one of them being Jacob Kiraz. What a absolute legend. 73 in this one. Very surprising. He's actually just a tick under 50 for the year, because he does seem to score these 60-plus games at a regular clip, but obviously they're accompanied by some lower scores at the start and then some 30s and 40s when we'll call it his off day, when he just scores in base. So 2 tries for him very early in this game, 2 line breaks there as well, 3 offloads, 4 TBs, and a 297 meters gained effort. So he's incredible. Love owning him in my side, and he may be one of the only guys that I hold for the entire season. Currently it's him and Cotter, and more on Ruben a bit later. He cooked us, didn't he? But 73 for Kiraz was awesome. And then Burton, 71. This was really accumulated in the last 10 to 15 minutes there, when he picked up that line break try assist, picked up that second try assist as well. And obviously a few goals there in the back end. Tackled well again, good turnover tackles, good run meters, good kick meters. So everything across the board, a 71 for Burton. And he's had an absolutely terrific stretch over the last bunch of games, especially 58 is his average over the last 5, which has been absolutely awesome for him. So good stuff, Matty Burton. And anyone who did jump on, you've been absolutely treated the last few weeks, especially with Kiraz and Burton. Hammer, good to see him back. End up picking up 2 try savers and a turnover tackle, but it was the lack of negatives and the little bit across the board there with a couple of escape from win goals. And as I said, 0 negatives on that front was great for him. And anyone still holding on, especially to lose by 20 and pick up a 56 there. And there's been other games where they've scored 30 points and he hasn't got anything himself. And that was the same again here. No tries, no assists, but still a good score. Tracy with the 54 there for him, getting involved in plenty again with the try assist and the try. And a really nice one for anyone who is owning at 0.8%. Plathy at 54, so didn't end up playing the full 80, but got sort of 10 or so minutes in there at 13 once Sean O'Sullivan came on, and that's where he did pick up a bunch of his run meters, about 40 of them there, those couple of tackle breaks and that offload as well in the back play with 41 tackles for no misses. So Plath's been awesome. Very happy with the 54 again to outdo where he is priced at and get us on the board there with a lovely score here early on Saturday. So I was very happy with this game and how that one played out. Things change just very quickly, don't they, on game days, that's for sure, and our moods change in accordance. So Plath was great. Averillo 51 was good stuff from him with a try assist as well for any owners there at the 395 price tag. But Farnworth with 49 did pick up 5 offloads to hand, which was absolutely great and really helped his score with the lower run meters there and no attacking stats. But 15 tackles for 2 misses, pretty good as well. So you'll take that from Farnworth, basically exactly where he is priced at. Cotter with 48 for him. Good tackle numbers, good kick meters as well. So that was basically where his bread was buttered in this one for his 48. Owners, I think, will be pretty happy with that one as well. Preston with 47, a little bit of a down game for him. Obviously, no attacking stats in this one. He's been privy to a line break or a bunch of tackle breaks or something in recent history, but lower tackle numbers, just a tick under 40, and then the run meters at 102. So didn't go down his edge as much in terms of stopping at him. It did go out the back a fair bit with Crichton and obviously Kiraz scoring a couple of tries as well. So a little bit of a downer game for Preston, but still really solid and much better than my mids. Let me tell you that for free. Adokar with 47. You had Stone with 46 there in good minutes. Nice for him. Bromwich, if anyone had jumped on him as the cash out. Sean O'Sullivan, obviously plenty of time at 9 there as well. Played the 59 minutes in the end there for him. Crichton with 35, as I said, got a decent amount of run meters and offloads on that front. Curran with 50 minutes and copped another knock to his shoulder. Unsure at this stage what it exactly is, and hopefully he is okay, because a lot of people do own Cleary and obviously Curran here, and if he is out for a longer period of time as well, then we're in a bit of strife there. But Curran just all in base stats there, 21 tackles, no misses, no negatives, and just 140 on the run side as well. So a little bit low. I did buy him in the head-to-head side and regretting that a little bit now. And remember I was saying about I was 3k short of Cam Murray, so that hurts. I definitely should have traded Blore to Cam Murray in my overall team. But trades at this stage just seem like a massive premium, especially when I lost Watson the other night as well. And I'm very much hoping that Colin Matungi is okay. Right at the end there, he seemed to drop down, and I'm unsure on that one. We'll find out hopefully a little bit shortly as well. So yeah, Curran, wait and hear some news on him. Sexton 30, Reed Marnie 29. Man, it's just been a tough stretch. If anyone who traded to get to Reed when he was just hitting 55s for fun, tackle numbers are way down. He's obviously not himself at the moment. Those shoulders are causing him some issues. And if you did loop him out this week, awesome. You may have had to play him with all the drama, obviously, of Kale Iro being out this week with illness. So he'll be back next week, which will be great for us. But for those who got cooked with a lower center score, that makes it tough. Or no center cover with no trades left, or not wanting to use your last trade when you've got Cleary to trade out next week. It's a tough one there. So maybe Reed still ended up in your side, or you had to start him obviously there as well. So yeah, tough little stretch at the moment with Iro. And I did post in on the private group there just my thoughts then on what you could do with some looping and stuff like that. And I'll tell you more about the Cotter thing when we get to it. But I felt like an absolute genius until the following game, but we'll get there. We will get there. Husey 28, Pangai Jr. 28 as well. Sarko 27 with a try and a line break early, and then things went south for him with 3 missed tackles, 2 errors, and a penalty there for Sarko. A couple of those big bombs did him in, unfortunately, there for Sarko. Just a tough back into the season, man. He's going to be fairly cheap to start next year, and we'll see how the Dolphins can improve, and if they do happen to go right a bit more than they have this year. Then you go down, you've got Bostock with 18, for anyone who wants to jump on him, and then Harry Hayes with 23 as well, with Bailey Hayward's 27. So all lower scores, and hopefully you didn't have to take them, and you had Salmon returning as well. So let's kick it off with the Cowboys game with just an absolute beaut of a performance by Jake Clifford. Welcome back to the side, mate. The energy you brought last night was absolutely terrific. And yeah, just the ability to be there at the right time, have a bit of pace when he runs the footy as well. So it's absolutely great to see. It's reminding me a little bit of this Hutchison-Sexton situation, this Townsend-Clifford one as well. And if he can continue going with that, the Cowboys might end up being a better side. We'll have to see how that one plays out. And I do appreciate everything that Chatty has done. Helped us get through to the finals a couple of years ago, and is a great servant for the club, for the Sharkies there as well. Clifford may be the next thing that the Cowboys need, that little bit of a burst of energy, something a bit different that can get them out of this bit of a funk that they seem to get in on a regular basis, where they can't get things going and the energy is very low. So we'll see how that goes. Clifford was absolutely incredible. Same to that with Holmes picking up 3 tries. Those little short bombs, cross the field kicks there that he jumps on. Awesome. He kicked really well. 7 goals there, 3 tries, and just low on the negatives. Just a 1 missed tackle and 1 error. So very happy that for Val Holmes and owners of him. He's been a cracking servant for you the last 3 weeks. I think it was 30 odd last week, but 70 into 75 in those 2 of those last 3 games is exactly what you want. Into the bye especially as well. Why didn't he get the rest instead of Drinkwater, hey? Tough when you got a fullback on the bench. But Hudson Young with a 70 in this one. He had 8 missed tackles, but still was incredible with 5 offloads there to hand and 2 to ground. So massive for Hudson, and big run meters at 205. Good stuff from him. Dearden had a really nice game, 64 for him with 2 try assists and a try there on that one. If you did buy Hudson Young a few weeks ago, very similar situation to that of Val Holmes with the up-down type of scoring. Drinky, 61 in 62 minutes. He had a beaut of a game, that's for sure, with 2 try assists, a line break in very quick succession in that first half, getting him to 38, and then just getting tackle breaks and offloads and looking really, really dangerous with ball in hand with almost 200 meters in 62 minutes. So very happy, obviously, with the score. I was hoping for, if he could sneak up to 70, 80, but we can't be too greedy, right? And just happy that he's fit and well. He went off for the fact that Jackson Purdue could come on and fill that role and get him some game time when the game was absolutely dusted by that point. How good's Kyle Feltbane in recent months as well? He's been heavily involved in the tries and making good run meters as well. So shout out to him. You had Smithies with a 46, Elliot Whitehead with 45 in 46 minutes after he went off early. So very impressive from those two on a PPM standpoint. What about Tarpany? He went down about, 10 to 13 points? So he might have been 55 or he's 52. Pre-updates there, and then he lost a bunch of tackle breaks from memory. I think he got to about 4 or 5. And run meters are under 100 there. So they obviously got smashed, and it's hard to really dominate when you do that. And I think they took a few of those tackle breaks doesn't seem like the ones where you're running sideways and you put your hand out and just like palm a hand, they seem to not be counting them as much this year. So I think that's where he lost his TBs after being given them. But he also got an extra 10 minutes off at the back end of the game. So it would have been a 54, 55 minute effort, but he did get taken off by Emre Gula in that last 10 minutes when they obviously didn't need him to expend all that extra energy when they need obviously wins from next week. So a tough one from Tarpanir, but much better than my mid in this game and this following game, that's for sure. And the game last night, well, the night before with Watson. But Lukey 42, you had Talangi 42 as well. Robson 41, 55 minutes. He went off very early as well. And good to see him finally get some time off. And how many times they give other guys a big rest, but they don't give their hooker that hits 40 plus tackles a game a rest, who's playing Origin as well. So that was the smart thing to do. McIntyre doing his good stuff in the middle there. Simi Sasangi actually did a solid job there, 64 minutes as well. And Matt Timoko with a 38 there. A couple of errors kind of marred his game a little bit, but he was really solid. Griffin Neem with big minutes, and then it's Jamal Fogarty time. 36, unfortunately, for Jamal. 22 tackles, 2 misses. Good numbers there. 1 tackle break, hardly ran the footy. Picked up a forced dropout, obviously, but 406 kick meters in this one with Adam Cook at 6. Obviously, he kicked for 229. So he's losing potentially sort of 5 to 6 points there in that one, but that still only takes him to 42. And as I was kind of saying, over this next little stretch is the worry. If he's not getting goals, he's not getting any try assists, that's another sort of 12 points or so that gets him into the 50s pretty comfortably. And when you're getting pumped 42 to 4, there's not much he can do. So 36 for him. It's definitely a worry. Over the last few weeks, it's been much lower. But what can you do? That's the big question mark there. If the Raiders aren't playing great, what can you do? And then Starling's the big worry on that one as well. We had Finn with 36, but Starling 34, played the 60 minutes, and Danny Levi came on after obviously Starling missed so many tackles last week. Thankfully, this week he only missed the 1, because we're going to need Starling longer term. And for those that bought him last week, you've picked up 31 to 34, and it's disgusting after he was just so easily getting 50s and 60s. Like, he was running the footy, and now he's obviously not in this game, but they did get hammered. So hopefully they can have a bit of a closer game. He can get involved in some of that attack. And we know that when Starling's playing his best, he's running the footy. And the last few weeks, he hasn't done that at all. And obviously last week, he missed a tremendous amount of tackles. So that was a double hurt across the 2 weeks in different ways. We had lack of running in this one, lack of minutes. And then we had the missed tackles in the week before. Harrison Edwards copped a knock there in the back end. Hopefully he's all good. Mariota with the 32, Weeks with the 31, a try saver in that one, only 67 run meters, had a lot of kick defusals and escape from in-goal, obviously, but not a night to be a fullback in a team that got pumped by 40, that's for sure. You had Seb Chris on the wing get a 30, McKaylee with 30 and 32, really solid on that one for him. Strange with 25 out in the centers, did probably a pretty good job, to be fair, picked up a try assist on that front, and he outscored Cotter, to be fair. So I thought I was a very smart human being last night when Iro was out and I was explaining what I could do with some looping. So I ended up being able to loop Cotter with Willison. So I put Willison in the start, Cotter into 7 in the end. And I was like, cool, if he scores well, I can get his score. If he doesn't, then I can obviously not take his score. He then managed to put out a 17 in 42 minutes for his, by far, the worst score of the year in minutes available. And he had 3 errors. He had a missed tackle and he had an inside 10. So an absolute shocker for Cotter in this one. And they were obviously scoring tries as well, which he wasn't to be too much involved with. No tackle breaks, no offloads. So yeah, just an absolute shock from Cotter. And then obviously not taking Cotter's score. I was like, all right, well, I'm taking Fainu's score, who ended up getting 16. So I lost out by 1 point in the end for my troubles. So there you go. Lesson in looping for you. Doesn't always work. Although it should. It should. So Fainu has his lowest score of the year, of course. So yeah, absolute shocker on that front from both of those guys. And it just epitomizes this week, doesn't it? There's a lot of crap going on with Iro being out and people taking 6s. And I think, Hands got a low score, Tungo got a low score, Talangi got a low score. All these guys that people are taking their score from after the fact are getting cooked there. And well done to Purdue for picking up that line break as well. And then Savage a 9 in the full 80 minutes was pretty gross on that front. So there you go. That was that game. A shocker from Cotter to then go into a bye. So thankfully Drinky, they're both safe anyway and both okay. Looked pretty cooked and copped a few knocks, Cotter, but I think he'll be fine after that rest. Now, congrats to the Tigers for a terrific effort here, picking up an 18-16 win over the Rabbitohs, and both teams obviously struggling a fair bit. But congrats to all of these top scorers, and thankfully, I almost had all of them, but didn't pick up Murray there for Blore, which would have left me with 5 Bunnies and 2 Tigers players in this game, which would have been absolutely scary and wild, but it would have worked out in the end. Outside of, I wouldn't have had to play Fainu either, I don't think. Oh, that's rough. Anyway, wipe that from the memory. But Murray with 79 was spectacular. Full 80 for him. I think he'll go in and play close to the full 80 in all of these games to come, just to try and get them a little bit of a good finish, get Cook a nice send-off there, because he's had a terrific career with the Souths there. But Murray 79, he's going to be one of those guys that would be a really good target from next week. That's for sure. Him and Pat Carrigan, both those guys are going to be awesome to look at and pop in your sides next week. But Colin Matangi there with a 73, picked up a try, line break. He was on like 11 at halftime or something. No, I end up, I think, a little bit higher. He was 11 with 34 minutes or something. And then ended up on 73 with a try and picked up tackle breaks and good run meters in the rest of this game and picked up a 73. So a massive bounce back from his 26 last week and puts him at a 99 average across the 2 weeks. So you'll take that for sure. And very, very happy there. And a massive bounce back for Damien Cook as well in my side. So there was a lot riding on this game for me. I had 6 players in it. And all went pretty well, to be fair, except for Fainu. So I'll take that. But Cookie 69. Good run meters in the end after having a slower start. 8 tackle breaks, 41 tackles in this one with that try. So 69 for him. Spectacular. Galvin, another 60. He earned this win, that's for sure, with 24 tackles, 2 misses, offloads in there. Good run meters again, 2 try assists in this one as well. So Galvin just doing the business. He's so good. And then he had Jai Gray as well, picked up a try saver, but 1 try and a line break early. And then in the second half, he really turned it on. He was 19 at halftime with a try and then picked up the rest of his 39 points in that second half through the offload, the 11 tackle breaks, and big run meters in that second half of 167. So awesome work, Gray. You've been an incredible servant for the side, and it looks like you'll be in the team for the rest of the year, although we don't get to play Tigers anymore with Latrell being out. Tane Milne's had a crazy sort of last month or so, hasn't he? Up to 470. He'll be higher than that after this. Tallis Duncan, the full 80 in this one. For anyone who did buy him a while ago, you're finally getting the spoils there. And Isaiah Papali'i with 51 in 48 minutes. So to put in 167 meters and 34 tackles in that time is just incredible. So well done to him. Not sure why the minutes are so low, but is what it is. Davy Mwale with a 47 in 50. So great efforts from him. Heath Mason at fullback for anyone that jumped on at 230. He might be there for the rest of the year. So it's an easy cash down, cash out there in that one. Very, very happy with his efforts there at the back, 175 run meters, and to play his first game at fullback and get the win is just awesome for him and his confidence as a young fella. But White and 43 in this one, good run meters as always, a pretty stock standard sort of stat sheet in this one without the offloads, without any attacking stats there, which is how he was getting the 60s with this 43 base being very comfortable. So I'll take that with Whiten at his price, about where he's priced out there, that 43. Twali, Seyfarth, Clemmer, all mid-level scores there. Fletcher Myers with 39, anyone who jumped on as the cash down of the week. But then we obviously got the news from Buller that Mason was coming into that role, and it was confirmed on game day, so it was hard to kind of completely know. But that's where it was at, so good stuff there. Cody Walker with 37, he copped a HIA at the end. I think they were saying in the post-game that he was pretty dazed. So he'll be out. He was the only HIA from what I remember in that game. So yeah, that's that one for Walker. We'll see how they go with that one next week. But Gagai with a 32 sees a 33. Stefano just continues to be poor. 31 and 45 for those that asked him in the private group. Do I take Strange as 29 or 30 or go for Stefano? And it's like, look, you got to go for it because he has an 80 in him, but he's not looking likely at all at the moment. And he picked up 1 extra point or whatever it was from Strange. So just a shocker there that he's been in that last month or so of footy. Sione Fainu, I'd rather take that. He played 23 minutes and picked up more than his brother. Not even close. Almost doubled him. That's just poor. Adam Tui with 30 there. You had Staines with the try for 24. Mamazelis played 36 minutes, so it didn't stop Damien Cook at all. Obviously, he goes into more of a running role when Pete comes on, which is great news in my opinion. And then Samuela there with 16 in 80 minutes. It's just disgusting. To have 8 missed tackles there, a penalty, only run 68 run meters there. They didn't get him good ball, and they didn't even get pumped. Like, he's been scoring well in games where they get smashed. And this one was 18-16, and you're missing tackles for fun. And obviously a lot of them were on guys like Keelan Kolomatangi on that right-hand side for him. So pretty rough there. And talking about rough, 70 minutes for Api Coruscant, 10 points, 12 missed tackles, 2 errors, and obviously helped them get this win, but just shows that fantasy-wise, you can get absolutely hammered and still end up, doing well for your side in some way. So there you go, a good win for the Tigers, a tough one for the Bunnies. Both these guys at lower parts of the table. Wish you guys all the best of luck in today's 2 games. I do only have 2 players remaining now in Fafita, and I'm playing Greg Marzou now. And I'm in a very good rank position, but I'm going to lose plenty of them, and I imagine I'll go backwards a little bit in rank this week with my mids. Here you go. Plath's one of them, thank God. But my other mids, and I only played 2 of them. I didn't play Cotter, but Cotter 17, Fainu 16, and Watson 7. So it's absolutely beautiful times at the moment. But we'll bounce back next week. Thankfully, I got a couple of trades up my sleeve to potentially use next week. So there you go, guys. That's that one. Hope you guys have a cracking rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in the next video.